Hey YouTube, it's Si here from Si Moto Photo. Welcome back to the channel. I've got a feeling today's going to be another good day. The sun's shining, it's the start of spring, biking weather's arrived, happy days. And I'm going to take this 765R out and give you my thoughts on what I think this bike's all about. So for some of you might have seen the review that I done a few weeks back on the 765RS. I totally loved that bike, it was a fantastic bike to ride. This is the R version of it. It's supposed to be a little bit softer, a little bit more road focused. So I'm going to take it out and put it through its paces today, and I'm going to let you know what my thoughts are on this bike. And you see what one I would pick actually over the RS or the R. So stay tuned, one for the ride, and I'll let you know what I think. So how does the bike feel? So for you that watched the RS review, I was waxing lyrical about the handling on this, on the RS model, and I have to say I'm pleased to report that this is absolutely lovely on the road. I've done about maybe 40-50 miles on the bike so far, and it's a real joy to ride, as is the RS model. The sort of main difference between this and the RS model is the fact that the RS has got all suspension on the back, and it sits 10mm higher at the back, so you're kind of jacked up. You're kind of jacked up in the air a wee bit, which makes it a little bit sort of sharper to corner. This is not quite as sharp to corner, but it's definitely a lot more stable in a corner. I think it just feels that it really holds a line well. It's got the same fantastic engine. It's got the 765 engine. It's got a slightly different tune on this engine. It's got a little less PK horsepower. It's down from 128 to 118 horsepower. It's up a couple on the old model, but not quite as much as the RS model. But the great thing is, it's got exactly the same amount of torque as the RS version. So the usable power is exactly the same. One of the criticisms I had, and not a criticism, it wasn't a criticism, let me rephrase that. One of the observations I had with the RS was the suspension. The rear suspension was very firm. It wasn't harsh, but it was very firm. The Öhlins suspension deals with the bumps marvellously well, but it was firm. And you know, if you were using this as a road bike only, would that get wearing? I don't know, maybe somebody that's got an older version RS can let me know what they think. But this is definitely a lot more plush to ride than the RS version. It feels so stable. It's got the same 15-litre fuel tank, and the fuel tank it's got a lip in the inside of the fuel tank, and your legs sit right inside the fuel tank. It feels as if they sit right inside the fuel tank, and it gives you some really good leverage for hanging onto the bike and sort of pulling the bike round a corner. It feels lovely to sit on. It's quite narrow-waisted, so you sit right in the bike, and because of the seating position where you sort of pulled over the bars slightly, it's a lovely place to sit. It handles a dream, and it's got a fantastic pickup. It's got the same quick shifter as the RS model. It's butter smooth on the upshifts and the downshifts. It's very positive. and it's so nice to corner. So as I say, they've replaced that Öhlins rear shock with a Showa piggyback shock on the back, and it's really nice. It's got the same Showa big piston forks up front. It's just got slightly different geometry to the RS, with the back being lifted up slightly. And when you compare it to the old model, the geometry is slightly different. In this one, it's got a sort of steeper rake angle on the bike, which means it does corner better than the older Street Triple R. You can tell from the tyres that Triumph have put on this bike, there's continental roads, that the purpose in this bike is for road riding. And you know, I think you've got to ask yourself, you know, if you were going to go for the RS, but all the bling aside, if you were going to go for the RS, you know, would you enjoy riding it more as a road bike to this? I don't know. I'd have to put that out there and ask you guys to comment. You know, is there any other reason to buy the RS other than the bling factor? Because as a track bike, if you were going to use it as a track bike, the RS really makes sense. But if it's going to be, you know, solely a road bike, this R is where it's at as far as I'm concerned. It's the road manners it has are out of this world. So let me take you through it and show you some of the sort of key features on this bike and the differences between this bike and the RS. I'll kind of point them out and we can have a look at them, and I'll give you a little bit of deal without offloading the whole friggin' tech spec catalogue on you. Let's just point out some of the key features. So the bike's got a liquid cooled 12 valve double overhead cam, triple 765cc engine. It's 120 PS or 118.4 brake horsepower, and it's got 18 Newton meters of torque at 9,500 RPM. The tyres are 120/70/17 at the front, and you've got 180/55 R17 at the back, and these are your Conti roads that are on this bike. You've got Showa 41mm upside down, adjustable compression and rebound damping with 115mm of travel. And the rear suspension is a Showa piggyback reservoir monoshock preload adjustment with 133.5mm of adjustment. The front brakes are 310mm floating discs, Brembo M4 4-piston radial monoblock calipers, and you've got ABS on and it's cornering ABS, it's on the bike as well. The back brakes are a single 220mm disc, Brembo single piston caliper, and again they are ABS, but they're also cornering ABS that's on this bike with the 5-axis gyro. So the handlebar width is 792mm, and the seat height of the bike's 826, which is 10mm lower than the RS version. You've got a 15 litre fuel tank, and the wet weight of this bike is 189 kilograms, which is super light. And the bike's got LED indicators, LED daytime running lights, LED lights all round. You've got your multi-function dash, which gives you lots and lots of information without being overly busy. We've replaced the standard mirrors that are on this bike with the bar end mirrors. If anyone was watching the RS review I did, we had a set of accessorised Triumph bar end mirrors on that, and we took the stock ones off it. So we'll put those ones on this, and the bar end mirrors are gorgeous. There's no vibration from them. You can see perfectly well behind you. And they just finish the bike off. They make the bike look that bit more handsome, I think. Listen to that induction noise. Absolutely gorgeous. The bike's got the same sort of dashboard on it that the Tiger Sport's got on it, so they've upgraded the dash from the analogue to a sort of TFT dash that's on this, and it's really clear and really well laid out. You've got 4 riding modes with the bike. You've got Road, Rain, Sport, and you've got a rider mode as well, so there's plenty of adjustability. The bike's got the same sort of electronics pack to the RS. You've got your cornering optimised ABS. You've got wheelie control on the bike as well, and you've got sort of, you know, lead sensitive traction controls built into the 5-axis gyro that's in the bike. So it's got a really sophisticated electronics package on it. Triumph are not scrimping on the you know, the electronics pack, jumping between the RS and the R. Listening to that gear change, it's phenomenal. It just sounds lovely to ride. The bike's got 15 litre fuel tank, and I know that Triumph have cut back on the fuel capacity on the bike, but I think, you know, given that the competition are all using 15 litre fuel tanks, and you know, these bikes are getting lighter and lighter all the time, I think Triumph have made the right move. I think, you know, the bike's frugal enough, it does over 50 to the gallon. You know, if you're seriously considering a bike for going touring, would this be on your options list? I don't know if it would. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. But you know, for most people that are going out a blast on a bike, I think, you know, they're going out for a run, they're going for a stop, they're going for a coffee, they're having a chat, jumping back on the bike, heading to the next destination. You know, I've got to ask, you know, would they be on the bike for 200 mile stints? Maybe occasionally, I don't know. I just think that, you know, it's more than enough with a 15 litre tank, given that, you know, the size and the frugal nature of this engine. You know, when I first got on the RS, I thought the seat was super plush, and that, I have to tell you, on this one it doesn't disappoint. The seat in this one's really plush as well. I've been sitting in this for a good couple of hours today, and I just it's really comfortable. It's got plenty give in the seat, and because you're tilted over slightly, you know, your weight's not right up and down on your spine. It's actually really nice to sit on, and I've not got a lot of weight in my wrists. It's just that really nice sort of midway position. You're leant over slightly, but you're not too bolt upright, and you're not too far over on your wrists. It's the way you should be sitting on a motorbike, I think. What a bike. I think this could be the perfect road bike. What do you think? What do you think? Could this be the perfect road bike? It's just got the right blend of power, and it's just phenomenal. The handling, it's just, what a little bike this is. So the Street Triple 765R, what did I think? I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was a great bike to ride. I could have sat on it all day. In fact, I've been on it pretty much all day, but I could sit in this for days at a time. It's so comfortable. I love the way your feet are slightly back, the way you sit on it slightly over the front tyre, head into the wind, so your weight's not all on the bottom of your spine. It's just the perfect way to sit in a motorbike, I think. I love the way the tank's sculpted, and the way your knees and legs just sit right in here. You feel as if you've got real control of the bike. The 765R is slightly lower down at the back to the RS. It's got a 10mm sort of lower height compared to the RS, making it less nosy. Yeah, that might make a difference from a really quick turning point of view, but I think it's nice on the road. It's got a more compliant road bias suspension on it, Showa piggyback suspension on it. It's really lovely. It's super plush on the road, and the tyres, the Conti roads, are more suited to our Scottish roads as well. Do you know what? I don't know what I'd have, R or the RS. I think I'd need to be the R. I think I would need to get the R. I just think it makes more sense on the road. What would you have? Let me know in the comments section. Would you have the RS over the R? Anyway, I wanted to say a big thanks to the guys at West Coast Triumph in Glasgow for giving me access to these bikes. Without these guys, I wouldn't be able to do these reviews. It really is invaluable to the channel. I've not done any Harley Davidson reviews because I've got access to Harley Davidsons as well. If you've got any Harleys you want to see me do a review on, stick it in the comment section. And if you've got any Triumphs you want to see me do a review on, stick it in the comment section as well. I'd love to hear from you. And if I've earned your subscription, please drop me a subscribe. If you enjoy the content, I've got loads and loads and loads of content to come. I need some ideas about what you like to see next, so please drop it in the comments. It'd be great to hear from you. But thanks again for tuning into the channel. It's Si here from Si Moto Photo. Over and out.